That would never have happened if you hadn't played by the rules.
That woman didn't do anything.
So then none of this again.
And you told me it's a big hoax about
nothing.
You know, I'm always talking about the narrative around things, that in some sense what actually is happening doesn't matter as much as the grand narrative and what we're all responding to all day. It's kind of why I play mainstream media clips. You might not care about mainstream media anymore, and we know their numbers are going down, but the mainstream media still basically controls the narrative. And maybe in some sense, in a world of the internet where there's a billion people talking about a gajillion things, you need something mainstream to kind of be the center of everything, right? So the narrative issue is interesting because from where I sit, Trump has the narrative here, right? Like, people don't want illegals here. He was voted in to do this. Yes, we can debate about the violent criminals versus just the generic illegal, who, as Trump pointed out, that is a crime in and of itself. But it is possible that on the other side of this, that there is an optics issue. These people are all going crazy, and the Nazis and all that stuff. So Jessica Tarlov, who is sort of the token lefty over at Fox, I think I've done a show or two with her over the years, she was on the 5, and Greg Gutfeld just smacked her down about this optics stuff. Watch.
Walz says go away. Mayor Fry says go away. Tina Smith says go away. That doesn't matter to the president because they bat for the wrong team. But because he wants to help Susan Collins and he knows what a loser of an issue this is for the administration, he makes sure to protect her. And that's borne out across the board. Everyone makes fun of you want to go to the polling. The new Quinnipiac poll today, absolutely brutal for the administration on this. You have not said ICE has made mistakes.
Would you not admit the primary error was never cooperating with ICE? And that led to the environment for violence. You can argue about what ICE agents said or texted. That would never have happened if you hadn't played by the rules.
That woman didn't do anything.
So then none of this again.
And you told me it's a big hoax about the woman on her way to her doctor's appointment. She also testified. Turned out that wasn't a hoax either. If you have agents going up to him,
she was a hardcore radical. She was trying to block ICE operations.
Yes.
You can argue over these things all you want. The fact is, you have to come to Jesus and say, if you had cooperated, we wouldn't even be doing this. There'd be 2 people alive if it wasn't for the fact that you guys wanted them dead.
You didn't acknowledge what I said, that they only send ICE into blue cities and blue states to make liberals suffer. Didn't acknowledge that. What?
We got to go. But one thing I would just note is when an American citizen is caught up in an ICE operation, it's a mistake and it is rectified. And the consequence is briefly being detained. When an American citizen
shot.
Let me just finish. When an American citizen fell victim to the immigration policies of the Biden administration, their names were Jocelyn Ngari, Laken Riley, and Rachel Morin. And they are not here to tell the story.
And the only policies that lead to harm are Democrats. We don't push trans. We don't push no pass bail. We don't push any of this stuff that, 13 homeless in New York City. Was that a Republican issue or a Democrat issue?
They weren't even homeless in
It's because you guys didn't have the balls to get those guys out of the cold into shelters. Every single act of compassion
you never changed gun laws.
Leads to
school
death.
shootings, you never changed gun laws.
All right. Well,
school shootings.
I'm sorry. No, no biggie. Just little kids dead.
Who's doing the shootings?
We got to go, and I would just
doing the shootings.
That's not true.
Got to run.
Adam Lanza was trans.
Gutfeld, exclamation point, the #1 host in late night television. Yes, you are completely right. Trump just doesn't like Fry and he doesn't like Walz, and we can nitpick about every little instance that has, occurred over the last 3 weeks. But the real issue is what Greg is pointing out. If a month ago, before all hell broke loose here, if a month ago Fry and Walz and all the Democrats of Minnesota had just been like, all right, ICE is going in, guys. And it is true. We have about 90,000 illegals in this city. And it's a city of, I think we said it's a city of about 470,000 people. That's about 20% of the population is illegal. That is completely psychotic. That is not sustainable. That is not what anyone in Minnesota who is a legal, law-abiding citizen voted for, except the most psychotic radical leftist. And none of this would be happening. We'd be talking about a whole series of other things, as Gutfeld points out, if they had just allowed them to cooperate. But instead, they ginned up the base. They got these radical lunatics out there to park their cars in the middle of the street and throw garbage cans into the middle and light things on fire and throw ice and put mattresses there. And subsequently, you get all of this.